They're off. Day 3 of the Bet Ebor Festival underway with the Bet Heritage Handicap over 1.5 miles, and they came out to a pretty clean line as well. Grey Cuban, one of the greys, orange jackets, the first to go handy with Dark Moon rising in the yellow and purple, and from out wide the white-faced Kitar is working over to take a prominent position as Grey Cuban leads them up and goes enthusiastically as well in front through the first quarter mile. So Kitar racing wide of Dark Moon rising, and then the second of the greys, Shadow Dance, racing wide of Law of the Sea, who's in a black and white jacket. Mr. Monaco with the pink sleeves drops in towards midfield, racing just ahead of Derry Lad, who's up the running rail in the red and white. A length and a half further back then to Insanity, the maroon sleeves and cap, a further couple of lengths to Track of Time in the pink and green. Wafe, patiently ridden by Billy Loughnane, the red cap, has got the veteran Yukon Glen for company in rear. Yukon Glen in the yellow and dark blue silks, and Liber Power in the King Power silks of blue and white is just last of the 12-strong field as they move down to the halfway point. Led by Grey Cuban under Silvestre de Souza by 3 parts of a length to Kitar. Dark Moon rising against the running rail is a close third. Shadow Dance shading fourth over Law of the Sea. Then Mr. Monaco in the pink sleeves just ahead of Derry Lad, further back to the white-faced Insanity from Track of Time. Wafe, the red cap, still patiently ridden, got Yukon Glen on his inner, and Liber Power last as they pass the 5. And Grey Cuban brings them towards the top of the straight, still with his small lead over Kitar, Dark Moon rising, and the other grey, Shadow Dance, and then Law of the Sea as Grey Cuban drifts out into the centre of the track. Mr. Monaco in a pink sleeve jacket is being asked for more now, trying to close. Insanity from midfield is on the move as Grey Cuban presses on inside the 3 here. The white-faced Kitar is chasing with Dark Moon rising on the right. Shadow Dance, the other grey, has been angled out. Extreme right, old Yukon Glen is staying on. Mr. Monaco keeping on under pressure. The pink sleeves moving through to have a chance. Wafe has got plenty on the extreme left, plugging on from the rear. Dark Moon rising has taken over as they move on down towards the last furlong. Yukon Glen up the rail is still running on. From the rear, Liber Power in the blue and white beginning to thunder home. Shadow Dance, the greys in the clear. Dark Moon rising. Shadow Dance, Liber Power and Mr. Monaco are all closing in. Shadow Dance, grey head bowed low, got home in front from Liber Power. Dark Moon rising and Mr. Monaco a little way clear of Yukon Glen and Grey Cuban.
It's obviously one of the festival meetings we really look forward to. You know, great prize money and great racing. So yeah, we've hit the crossbar a couple of times this week, but nice to get on the board. So yeah, very pleased.
I had a bit of a sticky spring with him. He went to Royal Ascot for the Duke of Edinburgh, and albeit the ground was quick that day, he probably wasn't quite tuned up, ready to go. James looked after him, and it took a while to get him back, but he ran very well at Ripon last time, maybe just not handling the track. We were hopeful today, but we would have liked a little bit more overnight rain, so I think we just about got away with it.
Are you thinking he might step up in trip now?
He can do, yeah. He definitely stay 1 mile and 6. We actually had him in tomorrow in the Ebor. He would have got in as it happened, but I think we you know, hindsight tells us we came to the right spot. He's great to win. Delighted for Graham and Marcella and all the team at Newsells, and no, he's a lovely horse, very admirable, got a lot of stamina, he's got a big heart, and he's hopefully he can keep progressing.
Coming clear from the front, that's it, they're ready. They're off, 9 of them breaking from the stalls at the 2 mile starting point for the Group 2 Weatherby's Lonsdale Cup. And early pace such as it is, coming from a line the stars out wide, who's just seeking to work over. Yellow jacket for Joe Fanning. He's caught 4 abreast into the turn as Gregory holds his position against the rail and shays the advantage into the left-hander. Point Lonsdale, the purple and white silks of Ryan Moore are very close up in second, and then a line the stars who's still trapped fairly wide. Quick Thorn at this stage takes the trail. The hoop sleeves drops into about 4th position. Tash Khan with a striped cap is out deeper, and the nose-banded mare Night Sparkle between that pair. Then back to Vauban in a pink jacket, racing in advance of Al Saqib in the white silks, and the early back marker is Al Nair as they make their way towards the end of the first half mile, and Gregory will lead them across to the far side. To Point Lonsdale and Align the Stars yellow jacket wide. Quick Thorn up the running rail, followed by Night Sparkle. Vauban is held together between horses. Tash Khan is on his outer, and Al Saqib, the white jacket, on his inner, and Al Nair, the red cap, is just about last of a fairly well-grouped field in truth. and they're heading now towards the end of 3/4 of a mile. Gregory then setting the pace over the white-faced Point Lonsdale and Quickthorn up the running rail, and they're going along at around about 35 miles an hour. They were just inside 13 seconds for the last furlong. The leading trio are being followed towards halfway by Align the Stars, Night Sparkle the mare up the running rail to Vauban, and then Al Sakib and Tash Khan, who's drifted back towards the rear end of the field and racing just in advance of Al Nair. So Gregory continuing to force the gallop here. They go through halfway, with Point Lonsdale sitting at the leaders' quarters and former winner Quickthorn, the hoop sleeves, in the slipstream of the leading duo. Align the Stars racing in fourth, a nose-banded mare Night Sparkle against the running rail ahead of Vauban, the pink jacket, and then Al Sakib, Tash Khan, and still Al Nair races at the back of the field. Moving into the turn, heading now for the final 3/4 of a mile in the Weatherby's Hamilton Lonsdale Cup, and Gregory continues to set a fairly even tempo, 34-35 miles an hour, around 13 seconds for the last furlong. So James Doyle has been allowed to dictate here on Gregory. Ryan Moore now just asking for a little more effort from Point Lonsdale, seeking to sit on Gregory's tail as they turn their heads for home, buffeted by the crosswind. Quickthorn ridden along in third, then Align the Stars. Away to the left, Vauban making headway. Night Sparkle in the noseband is about 4 lengths off the lead. Tash Khan, though, is outpaced. Al Sakib is ridden along. Al Nair last of the main group, and Gregory is pouring it on here inside the 3. The white-faced Point Lonsdale now having his stamina tested as he draws alongside Gregory. On the right, Night Sparkle comes to make a line of 3. Vauban is only a length down on the left. Further back in the field, Al Nair is staying on. Now Vauban is moving through to Gregory, Point Lonsdale and Night Sparkle. Al Nair continues to run on, but it's Vauban in front, passing the furlong pole. Kicks over 2 lengths clear. Al Nair continues to stay on powerfully, is eroding the deficit. Time is running out. Vauban, Al Nair is still closing. It's going to get very close between the pair. Vauban and Al Nair at a heads-up, heads-down finish to the Lonsdale Cup from Gregory and Night Sparkle. Further back, Point Lonsdale and Quickthorn.
It looked like he utilised a turn of foot there. Would that be fair?
Yeah, you know, he has got a turn of foot. He's got plenty of class. You know, he's won over shorter distances. You know, and that's the way he rides. But today he was in a lovely rhythm throughout the race, and the pace wasn't overly strong, but it was just nice, even the whole way. And you know, obviously I was mindful of what was going on ahead of me. Sort of with having that in my mind, I did end up pulling him out probably a little bit early, and he's just idled the last part of the race, you know. But equally, he was doing it all for me. So he's a very classy horse, and look, he gave me a great ride round there, and you know, Willie and the team had him in great shape.
Nick Luck was just asking, have you got your ticket to Australia already booked?
Not quite yet, not quite yet. Pardon my arms being crossed. I spilled some gravy on my vest at lunch, so. But look, I think the plan must be to go there now. That was our intention all season. We've said we'd work back from the Melbourne Cup. I don't know what Willie wants to do next. He's got an entry in the Irish St. Ledger, but that still remains the plan. Let's see what the handicapper does, but that still remains the plan. He was very, very good today, and he was ready to rock, wasn't he? Look at the picture. Was. Yeah.
Great turn of foot that he showed there.
He did. William thought he got there a little bit soon, but also said he was idling a bit in front. You know, he was just very good. I wanted to see him run through the line today, and he did, which is important because I have my niggles about the trip. But you know, he got it today, and that's brilliant.
They're off. 6 furlongs. The Group 2 Albasti Equewell Dubai Gimcrack Stakes. King's Call in the noseband down the centre. Got a good break. They are clustering towards the middle of the track at the moment. The Striking Viking on the left, running a little isolated and being followed through by Shadow of Light. That pair now tracking over to rejoin the main cluster. Heading to the end of a quarter mile, the nose-banded King's Call to the Striking Viking, the red cap and symbol of strength in the green and yellow, and then Shadow of Light, far side and a side in a grey jacket. Billboard Star in the red is back in midfield ahead of Cool Hoof Luke in the light blue, and then the grey Cabin. Further back in the field, Camille Pizarro, extreme right, is in behind the nose-banded Big Mojo. They're moving on down towards the last quarter mile. King's Call being attacked on all sides, and Big Mojo on the right has come there very powerfully, makes his challenge. Cool Hoof Luke with the hoop sleeves coming through, symbol of strength, the green and yellow. Down the near side, Shadow of Light and the grey Cabin are running on. Camille Pizarro, work to do. Well inside the furlong, 4 across the track here. Shadow of Light, Cool Hoof Luke, symbol of strength. Cool Hoof Luke from Shadow of Light. Cool Hoof Luke wins the Gimcrack from Shadow of Light, disputing second with symbol of strength. Big Mojo in fourth, clear of Cabin and Camille Pizarro.
We spoke this morning, we were just going to take him back from the gate because he's quite an intelligent horse, he can hit the lids, and we didn't want him to over race today. I felt at Goodwood I did the wrong thing by making the running, but at home, because he'd been so laid back, we didn't think it'd be an issue, you know.
He has over-raced quite a bit, hasn't he? Did he just get switched on by the day?
Yeah, actually very chilled in the preliminaries, but once he's in front he doesn't really know how fast to go, so so he's a big raw baby. Andrew's done a great job keeping him eating and obviously in one piece because of his size, and he really is a horse to look forward to. When you compare him to the others in the paddock, he has more size and scope.
They're all in, ready, 5 furlongs. They're off. The Coolmore Wooden Basset, Nunnthorpe and Clarendon House came sideways out of the stalls, completely missed it, tailed off. Pontos on the right, showing customary blazing early speed, chased by Bradsell in a red and white jacket and Starlust in the pink and green to the noseband in grey as your blue. Down the left, Washington Heights in the beige colours with Big Evs in the red and blue, and then Asfor in a striped jacket. Further back to Frost at Dawn, and then Believing and Macarover, and So Majestic, and last of all is Clarendon House, and they're going through halfway at 43 miles an hour. And Bradsell in the red and white has moved through to take over here. On the left, Big Evs, Washington Heights in the beige, Asfor are now beginning to run on. Pontos on the far side. Bradsell leading them down towards the last furlong, 3 lengths ahead. Asfor are coming out of the pack, also running on quite strongly as Starlust down the near side. Believing is beginning to flash home. Bradsell in front, clinging on grimly, and Bradsell wins the Nunnthorpe. Very close for second between Believing and Starlust. Asfor are close up in between, and those 4 dashed away.
He's fantastic, and he's got the heart of a lion, and all credit to Archie for getting him back here today, because when he had his injury I was unsure whether we'd see him again on a track, but here we are winning the Nunnthorpe, and it's just such an incredible horse.
And it shows how quick Bradsell is, because Holly was basically taking him back off Pontos, and a horse that quick couldn't take him into the race far enough. I mean, he's you know, probably because he's had a slightly truncated career, I don't feel like he's probably not as flashy, and people don't quite realise how good this horse is, and I'm glad that he can show them that, because the speed he showed there was blistering today, I thought. Yeah.
Ready? They're off, racing over an extended mile and a quarter this time. Sound Angela restrained, leaving the stalls, drops in last place. The grey Chamozzle got away well. He's caught wide, but is helping to push the early pace along with Chorus, the blue sleeves and cap for Holly Dore, working over from a high draw as they complete the first quarter mile of the assured data protection EBF Fillies handicap, and it is Chamozzle who gives the lead to Chorus, with Power of Destiny in the blue and white handily positioned against the running rail. A break then of a length and a half to Dream Rocker out wide in the maroon and beige, Alanude in the silver jacket, and last year's winner reached down at the running rail, the black and white for Joe Mason. Battle Queen in the red and white, Hayley Turner in midfield with Canoodled on their immediate inner, and Moogie the hoop cap out a little deeper. Mysterious Love, the orange cap, is further back with Zenjabila against the running rail, and then Bint Aldar to Sound Angela, Ambiente Amigo, and the nose-banded Invisible Friend is last of all as they reach the crown of the bend, and it's Chamozzle who takes them to halfway. Over Chorus and Power of Destiny and Alanude, who's wide of reach right around the inner. Then follows Dream Rocker to Battle Queen, and towards the inside, Canoodled in a blue and yellow jacket from Zenjabila. Invisible Friend still last as they straighten and head now for the final half mile. And it's the grey filly Chamozzle who's drifted down the centre of the course, still giving a lead to Chorus, the blue sleeves and cap, Power of Destiny in the blue and white, Alanude in a silver jacket up the running rail with Reach on the extreme right in the black and white, who's got clear running from there, being followed through by the white-faced Canoodled, and then Zenjabila, Ambiente Amigo trying to thread through from the rear with Battle Queen and Dream Rocker. They're heading inside the last quarter mile. Alanude struck the front. Canoodle is now moving up to challenge. Down the middle, Bint Aldar in a maroon jacket, leaning left but running on strongly. Then Zenjabila in the yellow and blue. Canoodle in front, deep inside the last furlong. Bint Aldar looks like being the final challenger from Alanud, but it's Canoodle in front, running on powerfully. Billy the Kid strikes. Canoodle wins from Bint Aldar. Alanud, Zenjabila, Sound Angela late on the scene, and then Mysterious Love.
She's a real favourite in the yard, and Lawrence Spellman's been with me since the day I started training, and we've had real fun and success together. I'm devastated he's not here, which is a real shame.
Where is he?
He never misses a meeting. I think he was being a bit pessimistic. He's getting a bit old and grumpy, you see. He's going to kill me now. But yeah, really sad he's not here. This has mean a lot to him. And you know, she's a very special filly. She so nearly got black type at the end of last year, and she took a hike in the weights, and she's kind of been tumbling down again this year. Lawrence loves his racing. He's keen to keep them in training, and she's so sound, touch wood, and well, and she's quirky. She doesn't come out the stalls sometimes. God knows what Billy did today. I haven't spoken to him yet, but he managed to get her to jump, and I think that was the making of it, really. Great draw, and he got a brilliant position, and you know, Billy's you know, a rising star of the game, and he gave her a peach of a ride, and I've had her over the wrong triple this time.
She's been jumping with the blind left on this year, and look, she was a big price in a big field, and I just thought I'd try something different. I know Lawrence very well, so if it didn't work out, I was sort of being able to chat to him about it, but I left it off her, and she actually got away nicely. I then managed to follow the favourite through with Joanna, and it was very smooth sailing from then on.
So it was the key, not just for her, but the position you were able to attain.
Exactly, and I managed to get a lovely start, 4 back. We went a nice clip, and once I had her relaxed in a rhythm, I always knew she was going to pick up good, and if she was good enough, she could do it from there.
They're off, racing over 7 furlongs, 1,400 metres. Red Admiral very slow to stride from out wide, trails them through the first furlong. Sherlock, Fajhan and Lever Up are also in rear, and Frost Magic well back is being ridden along in the early stages as the nose-bounded Bowen Island leaves them at the end of a furlong to goal line, the red and brown on the cap, and Angelo Buonarroti in a violet jacket has got a very handy position. Ryan Moore has got Whirl very close to the pace from out wide in the blue and orange in about 4th position, with Realign, the red cap close up, swinging on in. Further back to Whitechapel Road, the black cap, Spiritus Summer in a white jacket up the running rail. High Season in the pink is widest from them as they move down towards halfway. Then Ultra Soul in the light blue alongside Shah in the claret and blue to Draupnir, and Bamba Lam out in the middle in the black and yellow stripes extreme left. Further back to Lever Up and Sherlock and Red Admiral and Frost Magic, and Fajhan is last of all. 2.5 furlongs left to go. Bowen Island taken on by Angelo Buonarroti, who's now powered through to take over. Realign with the red cap is giving chase. Shah in the claret and blue running on. Then Whirl and Ultra Soul and Bamba Lam. Angelo Buonarroti being challenged by Realign. Shah down the centre is also running on. They're deep inside the furlong. Angelo Buonarroti from Realign and Shah, and Angelo Buonarroti wins the Convivial Maiden from Shah, Realign, Bowen Island, followed in by Whirl, Ultra Soul and then Bamba Lam.
Hefty price tag, but he's a horse who's always showed a lot in his work at home. Big, imposing type. I'm sure I didn't see a horse that was as standout as him in the paddock. To be fair, when he ran into Coventry, it was nearly the same thing, but horse who's got plenty of scope but has got a great mind, which really helps.
He looks more like a 4-year-old, doesn't he? I've certainly got smaller 4-year-olds than him, that's for sure. I was really pleased with the way he went about it today. Laid back, relaxed horse, and but he woke up as soon as he was in the stalls, and as you can see, he jumped. He's a real professional for a horse with only 2 starts. You know, he did everything I wanted him to do today and more, probably.
Ready? They're off for the Sky Bet Mile. 16 runners breaking from the stalls. They came out to a fairly good line, in truth. Can Do No More in the black and gold out wide is beginning to work over. Volterra, yellow and black spots, is handy as Apiarist drops in at the other end of the field and is just about last of all. And Volterra's got to the front at the end of a furlong and a half. To Mount Tady in the blue and yellow sitting second into the turn. Pabros in an orange jacket is out wide. Golden Mine the yellow up the running rail to Zane Blue. The orange and blue hoops on the sleeves. Then Usuario Amigo in a yellow jacket. Treasure Time around the running rail. Dossman, you might just spot the light blue colours in midfield. Ahead of Sail the Ship Alone is racing out wide to EBT's Guard and then Tokenomics. From Can Do No More and Crown Estate with the scarlet sleeves, and then Indian Run and Madame de Sevilla and Apiarist in a beige jacket was last into the straight. Through halfway they go. Volterra against the running rail to Mount Tady in the blue and yellow sitting in second, and Pabros chasing the leading pair. Then Usuario Amigo with the striped sleeves. Golden Mind up the running rail is ridden along from Treasure Time, and Zane Blue away to the left, Can Do No More. EBT's Guard one from the left in the red and blue just in front of Crown Estates. Tokenomics with the green sleeves is running on. Mount Tady is challenging Volterra with just over a furlong and a half to go. They're still the leading duo. Treasure Time with the white sleeves giving chase from a long way back. The nose-banded Apiarist is beginning to fly home. Down inside the furlong they come. Volterra, Mount Tady, Treasure Time down the middle, thundering over the top. Three in a line as they dive for the line. Treasure Time gets through the win from Volterra. Mount Tady in third, Apiarist in fourth, Never Nearer in fifth. Madame de Sevilla ahead of Zane Blue.
Tom Marquanders won the last with Treasure Time. Many congratulations. This is such a tenacious horse, an improving horse as well.
He is, yeah. Like Goodwood was rough. Goodwood, yeah, Goodwood, and you know, I felt like it was pretty unlucky that day, even though it's been quite a long way. It ended up being a real sort of rough and tumble race on the way around, and it's probably his first ever experience of that. Today it got a little bit tight on the fence for a few strides, and he just seemed completely unfazed by it. So that experience has clearly helped him on a lot. But he was good to go and pick up those front two, because they were sort of helping each other race on, and probably just left us in a little bit of no man's land for a furlong. But yeah, he knuckled down great and obviously hit the line very hard.